What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. I am here with Telephone, Telestro, Tetris, Tylenol, all of the above names. And he has a pretty cool collection here. I'm not going to make any dedicated videos on any of these because I don't really have time to do so. But I just wanted to share my opinions on them. So, let's do that. I'm going to go from most, or least to most interesting. Starting off with this. This is the Marcolo Comet. It's pretty interesting. It is very blade biased, actually, and not like in a really good way, in a way that chaplains just don't really work very well. The one positive I will say about this is that the zippy end caps help this thing immensely. They really, really help the handle bias on this, and it's probably the smoothest implementation of the zippy end caps that I have felt. Because these things this thing feels more natural with the zippy end caps than it does without. I also just don't really like the design that much. I think it's just kind of strange. Also, the 3-inch ruler.
Very useful.
Very useful for people like us. That's all I'll say about that.
That's
anyway, next up is the ADAX. Now, this thing is controversial, you might say. Not going to speak on any of that. I do have my opinions about that, but that doesn't matter to this video. It's pretty cool. It looks a lot better in person, I won't lie. It feels a lot better than I was expecting. It feels almost like a slightly less premium Mako. Someone described it, I think Tay described it as a Mako without the weights, and I think it's a really good way to put it. Although the fact that Ty has these little tape things on the end kind of helps with that regard. Overall, pretty cool little balisong, especially to be on Amazon, to have bushings. It just really, really reminds me of a Mako flipping wise. And while I don't think that that's a bad thing, it's not something that really would go well in my collection, just because it's just a bit bland for my taste. Which is not to say that the Mako is bad, and it's not to say that this is bad. I'd probably get a Mako over this if I wanted one, just because, you know, Shark is fun. But this thing is pretty good. Definitely don't discount it. Give it a try if you ever see one. I like it. Next up, now I actually have a hard time with like what's the next most interesting, because the next two are so cool to me in different ways, but I'm going to go with this. This is the BB Firefly Talon V2, and this thing is honestly so freaking sick. I cannot describe how much I love this thing. It is all the uniqueness of a Firefly V1 in a better grip package and has slightly better balance. It's more neutral because of all the cutouts that they made, and it just overall flows a lot better, but it still has that little bit of characteristic Firefly weirdness to it that just feels awesome. And it looks amazing. The Talon blade is even more pretty in person. And it's just a super, super cool balisong to flip. And the polish that tied it on it also makes it pretty cool. The only thing that I will say is that these two lines on the side of the handles don't do anything. If I do an underhand full twirl like this, I wouldn't even feel that there were lines there if I was like blindfolded. You would have to tell me they were there because you just cannot feel them. But otherwise, the jimping's a good addition. The balance changes are really good. I like that it still has the uniqueness of a Firefly, and it's just overall like a super, super sick experience. And yeah, I really like it. I didn't put this thing down for a while after I tried it for the first time. Finally, we have the Sirius. Now, this is the first ever balisong that I have ever considered in its price range to go toe-to-toe with the crackerakin. And while I don't think that it directly competes with the crackerakin in the sense of you should sell your crackerakin and you should buy this, it does compete in the sense of there is another balisong in that price point that is just all around really, really good. It looks beautiful. It feels awesome. The balance is amazing. The weight is incredible. Like, this is a really, really solid package for what you get, especially for the price. And the fact that it comes with this case, trainer blades, extra hardware, it's like, it's kind of a crazy value in the same way that like a Max Ace balisong is a crazy value. But it also has the amazing flipping behind it that I don't think Max Ace is as universally loved for their flipping. I don't know if you would agree with that, Ty.
Yeah, there's lot of max ace knives are pretty good for flipping, but you don't see many people in the higher end using max ace knives.
Right. Whereas this is, it gives you the value of max ace, but I think it brings that flipping aspect to the table really, really well. I'm going to keep my eye out for one of these eventually, maybe if they go on sale, like if someone sells one secondhand. Because it is just genuinely like a really, really good experience. It's nice and light, it's fast, it's agile, it's controllable. This thing is sick. I actually really, really like it. And that's pretty much it. That's Ty's little case that he brought up here to New York. Figured I would just give my opinions on all this stuff, considering I don't really have the time to do individual blade bias videos on each of them. Or in some cases, I don't really want to. I don't really feel like the Comet or I can offer anything on the Comet or the AdX that Ty hasn't already said or will say about them both. But yeah, Sirius is sick. Firefly V2 is sick. Amazon has some pretty good offerings. It is overall a great time to be a balisong flipper. And I think that is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.